Red lights flashed, sirens screamed. Commander Reyes slammed his fist against the control panel, trying to silence the noise. "What the hell did we just pick up?" he shouted on the Martian surveillance station. The air was thick with panic. A strange signal had broken through Earth's defense net, alien, encrypted, and fast. Reyes stared at the audio waveform as it cracked open. A word spilled out in perfect English. "Eradicate." "Run it again," he said, heart pounding. The eye ran the file. This time, the message was clearer, alien clicks and pulses, followed by more English. "Target confirmed. Earth, Esshar protocol active." The room fell silent. Before anyone could react, the station shuddered. A direct hit. The outer hull split open. Cold space poured in. Techs screamed as they were sucked out. Reyes grabbed the encrypted chip and dove into the emergency pod. The explosion burning behind him as the pod shot toward Earth. Reyes looked back. The Martian station was gone. And the Esshar now knew. Earth had heard their secret, and they were coming to silence it. The emergency pod slammed into the New Mexico desert like a falling missile. Reyes crawled out, clutching the data chip like it was his last breath. Dust filled the air. Military trucks roared in from the horizon. Black Site 12 was waiting. Inside the underground base, Reyes was rushed through layers of security. The Esshar encryption is broken, he told the generals. But they know. They hit the station fast, hard. They're coming for this chip. As engineers connected the drive to Earth's command grid, the lights flickered. A loud thud echoed through the bunker. Then another. Alarms blared. "Breach! Sector 4! A voice shouted. The walls exploded inward sleek. Silent drones poured through the smoke, hovering like ghosts. Their energy blades cut through steel and soldiers alike. Reyes grabbed a weapon, dragging the engineer away from the server, just before it overloaded. The upload was only 63% complete. He fired at a drone. "We're not going to make it out," he muttered. "No," the engineer said, terrified. "But this chip has to. Because what's on it doesn't just expose the Esshar plan. It shows how to end them. 10 hours after the failed upload, Earth began going dark. Military satellites stopped responding. Defense grids went offline. One by one, key intelligence hubs. Lost contact, no attacks, no warnings. Just silence. In orbit, a drone relay caught a message bouncing through the blackout. It was an Esshar command signal, simple and brutal. "Erase all human nodes. Priority, command and communication." Reyes, bruised and bleeding, sat in the ruins of Black Site 12. Only a handful of soldiers had made it out with him. He replayed the decoded audio again, same words. Same message. "They're not invading," Reyes said. "They're deleting us." News feeds showed chaos. Planes grounded, power grids crashing, military leaders disappearing. Earth wasn't losing a war. It was being shut off like a broken machine. In a hidden command shelter beneath Colorado, Earth's last high security, AI lit up. Protocols hidden for decades activated. A voice spoke over the emergency channel. "Protocol. Ember initiated. Surviving units, regroup, scatter, resist." Reyes looked at the chip again. He didn't need orders. He needed to get it somewhere. They couldn't reach before Earth lost its last chance to fight back. Snow slammed against the windshield as the aircraft dove into Alaskan skies. Inside, Reyes and 4 Ember operatives checked weapons and oxygen levels. No one spoke. They all knew the odds. Their target wasn't a base. It was a pulse, a living Esshar signal source buried deep beneath the frozen ground. Reyes tapped the encrypted chip inside his chest armor. "We plant the beacon, upload what we can, and burn the source." Operative Nash loaded thermite rounds. "And if it fights back?" Reyes didn't answer. They landed in silence. The snow was too still. No wind, no animal sounds. Just humming. They Found it an hour later, a black pulsing spire growing from the ice, wrapped in alien flesh and metal. Tendrils reached into the ground like roots. It wasn't just broadcasting. It was feeding. Nash moved to plant the beacon, then froze. Reyes, it's moving. The spire turned toward them. A pulse ripped through the air. Reyes staggered, gripping his head. For a second, he saw something, a vision of Earth burning. From orbit. And then he knew. The spire wasn't just sending orders. It was watching them. The spire pulsed again. This time, louder inside their heads. Operative Nash screamed, dropped his rifle, and fired at his own shadow. Reyes tackled him, but Nash's eyes were already wrong, glowing faintly, like the Esshar. A second later, Nash turned the gun on. Himself. The team froze. No one spoke. Reyes rose slowly. It's not just a relay. It's alive. The spire's tendrils twisted, sensing fear. One of them lashed out, impaling another soldier through the chest and dragging him into the black surface. His body vanished like ink in water. Reyes made the call. Plant the beacon and fall back, now. With shaking hands, Operative Danner set the uplink. A green light blinked. The chip's partial data began transferring through Earth's emergency net. Then the spire changed. It split open like a mouth screaming without sound. Every soldier dropped to their knees. Visions poured in, oceans boiling, cities falling. A countdown ending. Reyes grabbed the beacon, tore it from the spire, and threw a plasma grenade into its core. Boom. The structure collapsed. But as they escaped into the snow, Reyes wasn't relieved. He felt something new watching them now. Something bigger. General Marin stared at the screen inside Pentagon Command. A live feed showed Reyes's team escaping the blast in Alaska. The spire was gone. She didn't blink. An aide stepped forward. Ma'am, we've confirmed the uplink partial Esshar code reached our systems. Still no reaction. Then her lips moved, but not in English. A low, clicking alien language slipped from her mouth like a whisper. The aide froze. Ma'am. Marin turned slowly. Her eyes flashed pale blue. The room went dark. Hours later, Reyes and the Ember survivors landed at Earth Command. They were rushed inside, unaware that Marin had already locked down the base's central AI. Reyes walked into the war room, chip in hand. We need to finish the upload now. The Esshar know we broke their relay. But the technicians hesitated. General Marin said to hold. She's rewriting the firewall protocols. Reyes froze. Marin's alive? The technician nodded. Reyes stepped back. She shouldn't be. Alarms triggered. Doors sealed. Inside the command core, Marin watched every camera feed, and in a voice no longer her own, she whispered, Earth's mind is almost ready to join the fold. A signal pinned through deep space, old, human, and weak. It came from beneath Europa's ice, wrapped in Esshar frequency. The message was short. Survivor. Help, I know how to stop them. Reyes didn't wait for approval. With Marin compromised, Earth Command couldn't be trusted. He took Ember 3 and launched a stealth ship toward Jupiter's moon. 3 days later, they touched down on frozen terrain. The ice cracked beneath their boots as they drilled toward the signal source. At 900 meters, they hit a chamber. Inside wasn't a human. It was an Esshar, curled, wounded, and barely alive. Her biomechanical body shimmered with frost. One eye opened slowly. You are not like the others, she said in English. I am Vala. I came to stop them. Before you were erased, weapons raised, Reyes didn't blink. Why would an Esshar betray their own? She replied, because I helped create the virus that infected your Earth. And I know how to kill it. Reyes stared at her. Could they trust a traitor from the enemy? He didn't know, but Earth was running out of time, and Vala might be the last key they had. In the cold light of Europa's chamber, Vala's voice was low but urgent. You're not just human, she said. You carry the remains of our failed terraforming project genetic code we buried deep in your DNA. Reyes stared. You mean, we're part Esshar? Vala nodded. Yes, the Esshar plan to control your evolution. But in your genes lies a hidden kill switch, an ancient virus we never finished. She tapped her arm, revealing a glowing data pad. If activated, this switch can destroy the Esshar network and end their war machine. But if they activate it first, Earth dies. Reyes clenched his fists. How do we control it? Vala looked him in the eyes. We have to send a signal through their relay network, reverse their control code. But the Esshar AI will fight back, Reyes said. This could trigger a war worse than the one we're in. Vala smiled bitterly. Or it could end everything. Reyes took a deep breath. Then we don't have a choice. Earth's fate was no longer just survival. It was evolution. The stars burned cold as Reyes and the Ember teams launched into orbit. Their mission was simple: break into the Esshar relay network and send the reversal signal. Space was silent, but deadly. Esshar warships surrounded Earth like a tightening noose. Reyes' ship slipped through enemy scanners, racing toward the central relay station orbiting a dying star. Inside, the relay pulsed with alien light throbbing like a heartbeat. Reyes connected the encrypted chip to the uplink port. Data began flooding in. Suddenly, alarms screamed. Esshar soldiers poured into the relay's core, weapons raised. Reyes and his team fought hard. Bullets zipped, plasma flared. One by one, Ember soldiers fell, but they held their ground. The chip's upload reached 90%. A shadow moved Vala, glowing and shimmering, but her face twisted in pain. The code. It's changing. Reyes clenched his jaw. Hold the line. This signal is our last chance. The relay's light burst in a blinding flash. The war was no longer in space. It was inside the code. The light from the relay burned Reyes's eyes as the code uploaded, rewriting itself inside the Esshar network. Vala's body trembled, glowing brighter and brighter. No, she gasped. This wasn't supposed to happen. Reyes watched as her form began to dissolve, breaking down like data corrupted beyond repair. The reversal code, Viola whispered. It's not a virus, it's evolution. Outside, Eshar's ships stopped in mid-flight. Their weapons powered down. The network controlling them began to collapse. Earth's defenders watched from below, stunned as the Esshar fleet faltered, then turned and fled. Reyes collapsed, exhausted but alive. Humanity had survived, but the truth was deeper. They weren't just fighting for survival. They were the next step in a galactic legacy. As the relay died, Reyes whispered, "We weren't a mistake, we were their future." And across the stars, a new war had just ended, but a new age had begun.